Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Public Works for today, Wednesday, January 17th, 2017.
Commissioner Repenning, James, and Hasid to our President. President James, we do have a quorum. May we start with Bureau introductions, please, starting with Bureau of Contract Administration.
Good morning, John Ollinger, Bureau of Contract Administration.
Good morning, Mike Mullen, Bureau of Sanitation.
Good morning, Ruben Flamenco, Bureau of Street Lighting.
Good morning, Abram Tejeda with Bureau of Street Services.
Good morning, Steve Chen, Bureau of Engineering.
Good morning, Ted Jordan, Public Works General Counsel.
Fernando Campos, Executive Officer. President James, we do not have any speaker cards under general public comment, no commentary under the Neighborhood Council comment section, and we also do not have any speaker cards for today's agenda. Just for the record, Commissioner Davis is just joining us as well.
So let's close general public comment and go to agenda item number 1, bids received for 2 public works projects. Dr. Campos on number 1. Actually, before we do number 1, one moment. Let's take care of an administrative item. We've got a release of a stop payment notice. Digital Networks Group Incorporated has transmitted the release of a stop payment notice in the amount of $297,114 for furnishing installation and materials for audio, video, and cabling infrastructure to Neal Electric Corporation, an apparent subcontractor, in connection with the Los Angeles Police Department, Police Academy Replacement Training Facility and Administration Building, Cafe, and 4 shooting ranges renovation project, the contractor for which is Kemp Brothers Construction Incorporated. Is there a second to my motion that we receive agenda item number 4 forthwith by Commissioner Repenning? Any objection? Without objection, we will do so. Now let's go to agenda item number 1, Mr. Campos.
Thank you, Mr. President. Fernando Campos, Executive Officer. We will open up 2 bids today for 2 different projects. The first bid is for the Central Los Angeles Recycling and Transfer Station Stormwater and Safety Improvement Projects. This is phase 2 of the project. In Council District number 14, the city has estimated this project to be at $7,529,880. The second bid that we will open up, the second project that we will open up bids for is for the Highbury Pumping Plant number 604 Rehabilitation Project, Capital Improvement Project number 7184 at 2264 Highbury Avenue in Los Angeles. This is in Council District 14 as well, and the city has estimated the project to be at $2,200,820. We will now begin to open up bids for the first project. Again, this is for the Central Los Angeles Recycling and Transfer Station Stormwater and Safety Improvements Phase 2 project. The first bid received is from Reyes Construction Incorporated for a total bid amount of $8,309,990 even. That's $8309990 from Reyes Construction Incorporated. The second bid received for the first project is from Environmental Construction Incorporated for a total bid amount of $8,127,697 even. That's $8,127,697 from Environmental Construction Incorporated. The third bid received for the first project is from Los Angeles Engineering Incorporated for a total bid amount of $8,765,000 even. That's $8,765,000 from Los Angeles Engineering Incorporated. The fourth and final bid received for the first project is from Griffith Company for a total bid amount of $10,079,263 even. That's $1,007,963 from Griffith Company. For the record, line item number 1422 has been lined out by the contractor and has been initialed by the contractor as well. President James, that concludes the bid openings for the first project. We will now begin to open up bids for the second project. Again, this is for the Highbury Pumping Plant number 604 Rehabilitation Project in Council District number 14. The first bid received for the second project is from Green Building Corporation for a total bid amount of $2,968,000 even. That's 2968000 from Green Building Corporation. The second bid received for the second project is from PPC Construction Incorporated for a total bid amount of $3,097,330 even. That's 3097330 from PPC Construction Incorporated. The third bid for the second project is from Kiewit Infrastructure West Company for a total bid amount of $3,041,820 even. That's 3041820 from Kiewit Infrastructure West Company. The fourth and final bid received for the second project is from Stanek, that's STANEK Constructors Incorporated, for a total bid amount of $2,832,000 even. That's 2832000 from Stanek Constructors Incorporated. President James, that concludes the bid openings for the second project, and it also concludes the bid openings for today's agenda.
All right, thank you. Is there a second to my motion that we've declared the bids open and received by Commissioners Repenning and Davis? Any objection? Without objection, we will do so forthwith. Secondly, agenda item number 2, Council District 13, Contract Acceptance, Los Angeles Glendale Water Reclamation Plant High Pressure Effluent and Air Piping Improvements Project, recommending that the board accept the contract. Mr. Ollinger, good morning, sir.
Good morning. John Ollinger, Bureau of Contract Administration. I'm here to ask for your acceptance on the Los Angeles Glendale Water Reclamation Plant High Pressure Effluent and Air Piping Improvements, CIP 4158. Work order is SCL 11175. The contract is 126019. The contract was executed by your board on June 24th, 2015 in the amount of $2,490,100 even. The construction was completed under PPC Construction, Inc. on April 3rd, 2017. This project demolished and replaced approximately 9,000 feet of existing corroded process piping at the Los Angeles Glendale Water Reclamation Plant, including HPE water lines, process air lines, and instrument air lines. Were there any questions?
Commissioner Jacinto.
Thank you, President James. John, thank you for this report. I'm looking at the local hiring on page 3, and it has the percentage goals achieved 62%, where the goal is 30, 97% for apprentice hiring, and 56% for disadvantaged hiring percentages. Those are what the project achieved?
That's correct.
Then those would be the local hiring percentage. If the goal is 30% and we achieve 62, that's twice as much than what the original goal was.
That's correct.
So that's an extraordinary achievement of all three: local hiring, apprentice is 97%. So that means 97% of the total hours. I'm trying to, because it seems really extraordinary numbers. So if you can just, for the public record, confirm that.
Yeah, PPC did a great job out there, and those numbers were reflected correctly in the report. So they went to a lot of efforts to make sure that they met their goals plus.
Okay, and I will comment, the disadvantage hiring percentage where the goal is 10%, 56%. That's over 5 times the goal amount. Those are extraordinary. So I think we have to congratulate the contractor for being able to target that deep and be able to give work to targeted local workers at all 3 levels. So
Yeah, absolutely. PPC definitely worked hard at it. So
congratulations to them. Thank you, John.
Interesting point, Commissioner Jacinto, because what that could do, looking at our average, it could skew the averages up a little bit. One project like that, to the extent we're taking an average of all the projects with data, it could make a program look better than a complete program look better than it actually is. So it's something that we just want to keep in mind as we look at the data regarding it. One outlier success story can push everybody else up when everybody else is down closer to goals. So as long as we keep that in mind, still no reason not to congratulate them on what they've done. Great, thank you, sir. Any other questions or comments?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about the business inclusion on small businesses and emerging businesses. Can you describe for me, it looks like we've had an allocation of $375,000 for SBE, EBE. Can you discuss for me the details of that allocation?
Well, the dollar pledged amount was $375,000, and they achieved $382,000. So, in terms of what the report shows, they did a good job of it. But I don't know what more I can explain.
Well, let
to
me
you.
let me ask: is the SBE is the PPC construction company itself? Who is the EBE and the SBE?
Probably Linda McGlinchey would have been the one to ask that one, because I'm not sure if I can answer that question correctly to you right
Okay,
now.
not a problem, but I would be interested to find out who the SBE is and who the EBE is.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Commissioner, I'm looking at page 2 of the report on the table, and it lists 316 Engineering and Construction, Inc. as a SBE and an EBE.
What was the name of it again?
316, that's 316 Engineering and Construction, Inc. It's on page 2 in the joint report.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything further? Commissioner DeSantis made a motion that we adopt agenda item number 2. I'll second it. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 2. Any issue sending number 2 forthwith? We will send number 2 forthwith. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Is there a second to my motion that we approve the meeting minutes from the meeting of Wednesday, December 13th, 2017 by Commissioner Rupenning? Any objection? Without objection, we will approve those meeting minutes. Agenda item number 4. I'm sorry, number 3. We've done number 4. Number 3, Council District 13, Bureaus of Engineering and Contract Administration, authority to issue requests for qualifications for the Northeast Area Parking Garage Project, recommending that the board authorize the city engineer to distribute the transmitted request for qualifications to design-build contractors for the design and construction of a multi-story parking structure for the Northeast Area Police Station facility. Secondly, authorize the staff from the Department of Public Works Bureau of Engineering to evaluate the statements of qualifications submitted by the design-build contractors based upon the requirements and procedures set forth in the RFQ, and create a short list of contractors for the project. Third, authorize the Bureau of Engineering to advertise and solicit bids for the project from the short list of contractors. And fourth, direct the bidders to submit bids to the Board of Public Works. Mr. Kawaguchi. Happy New Year, Alan, if I didn't
Happy
see
New Year
you
to you.
in the first week of the new year. I was gone in the second week of the new year.
That was a tough game,
I don't know what you're talking about.
but it was a great game. It was a very exciting game. Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Alan Kawaguchi.
It was a
with
tough
Bureau of
game for the whoever it was that lost to the Vikings. I can't remember the Saints. Yes, go ahead.
Again, my name is Alan Kawaguchi. I'm the project manager for the Northeast Area Parking Structure. To give you some background, the city engineer is requesting that we release an RFQ, or request for qualifications, to design builders to design and construct a multi-level parking structure for the Northeast Area Police Station. For some background, the Northeast Area Police Station was completed last year in May of 2017. Typically, we would normally build the police station, which is 53,000 square feet. We normally would build it with a parking structure. Because of limited funds in Prop Q, we were only allowed to build the structure, the police station itself, and we surface parked the cars. Currently, there's 135 spaces there. Typically, a police station would use anywhere from 250 to 300 spaces. The Protective League talked to the mayor and to the council office about the police cars and the civilians having to use street parking to accommodate their cars. And so in the budget they placed in this project, it happened very quickly, because a lot of people have asked us, why didn't you build it all together? And that was the reason why. So it has two separate funding sources. The police station was built with Prop Q money. This parking structure is going to be built with MECLA money. The parking structure we're asking for will retain 50 of the existing 135 spaces, and we'll be adding 240 spaces. Council District 13, because of the impact to the community, has also been involved in asking us to expedite the project as quickly as possible.
Alan, what's the address of the project?
The address of the project is at 3353 San Fernando Road. It's located right off the 2 freeway, just north of us.
Okay.
It's an existing station. The RFQ, like I said, we'll create a short
That's
list.
CD 13?
Yes.
Man, I thought I was pretty good with boundaries. It must be in that little curve.
It must be. Like I
It's
said, we
that
have.
point of CD 13. Okay, go ahead.
It just seems to me even our fire stations, like if you go on one street, it's one district. You go on the
Yeah,
other side of
yeah.
the street, it's the other
Okay.
district. The RFQ will is going to actually advertise to contractors for them to put their team together of designers as well as the contractors themselves. Because of the nature, when we go to construction, we're going to have to displace all 135 spaces existing. So the police department's going to be parking off-site, which then they want them to. The police department has told us that they really would like a definite schedule of construction, no delays. We thought by going with contractors that specialize in parking structures that they will probably give us a good schedule and also a good price as well. Once the short list is created, we will then have them, we'll advertise them for to bid the project itself, all contained in the same RFQ. And then at that point, we'll be back to the board to award the contract. A special note on the site is our business inclusion program. We've modified the numbers. They're a lot lower than normal. We have like an MBE of 8, a WBE of 4, SBE of 15, EBE of 4, and a DVBE of 2. And the reason being is that we anticipate very few subs on this project. We're asking the general contractor to self-perform the concrete work. So the other items that are left are going to be the steel, the mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and then the fueling tanks themselves. So we have very few subs for them to really be outreaching to. Any questions?
Thank you. Commissioner Jacinto.
Thank you, President James. Alan, when briefing and following up and sort of going back and forth, I understand the rationale of establishing a short list so that we can manage this well and be delivered on time. I don't have any other questions. I asked you earlier if this was a standing list, and this is a new list specifically for this project, correct?
That's correct. We're going to create just a one-time list for this project itself. We don't anticipate a lot of parking structures at this time, so this is a one-time deal. I think that kind of answers your issues.
Yeah, it does, and just to be able to deliver the project on time so that there are no delays, and we're working with experienced contractors that are...
One of the items that we are evaluating the contractors on is they are to also submit to us a schedule, design and the construction schedule, so they're going to be held to that. So that's a little different. Typically, the city sets the schedule. We're hoping by going with the design build, they're going to be able to compress the schedule down. In talking to a lot of the parking lot contractors, they believe the design can be done in about 3 months, and they believe that they can construct it in about 6 to 9 months. So we're hoping to deliver and have the station ready by June of 2019 for LAPD.
Great.
Very good. Thank you, Alan.
Thank you. Commissioner Rapenning.
So you talked a little bit, I think, about the decision to do this as a design-build project. Is there anything else that would provide the background for?
Well, we thought it's an ideal project because it's, again, I think a parking structure in our logic, it's very simplistic. It's a repetitive type of item. The other things we wanted to create an RFQ again is because the fact that there are companies out there, or contractors that specialize in only building parking structures. So they have all the form work and everything already there. So again, I think that speeds things up as opposed to getting another general having to sub part of it out. He's performing some of the concrete, so we figured that could anticipate change orders or delay in the contracts.
So this project will be, the proposal will be selected eventually based on criteria or based on low bid?
Okay, we're going to create a short list first, and that list will be based on the contractor's experience, how many parking structures he's built in the last 5 years. We're requiring that he built at least a minimum of 2. He's also built parking structures of this size in the last 5 years. He has to have at least 2. He has to have worked with a government agency in the last 5 years. We're requiring that at least 1 be of that type. Again, what we're also selecting on this firm is we're selecting not only the general contractor, but his design team. So the architect that comes in will also be rated as well, and that's very important to us because, again, we've seen some issues where the design isn't quite right, and we have a criteria for them because in an LAPD parking structure, we separate the black and whites and civilian cars. So when you see some of the plans, we did some preliminary plans. The black and whites will enter on the first level, and then as the civilian cars come in, they come up onto a viaduct, and they enter up onto the second and third level of the parking structure. So we keep them separate. So because once we have the short list, and Con Ed verifies all the outreach has been done, we will then bid it to them immediately. The reason why we're doing it that way is the contractor said they would really like to know who their competition is in terms of, to make sure that they're being weighed against apples to apples. We talked to about 6 or 7 contractors, and they all kind of expressed that they'd rather go this method as opposed to releasing an RFQ and putting their bid to it as well. So that's kind of the reason of the two-step. Then it would come to the board, and that would be awarded based on low bid.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Okay?
Thank you. Good questions, everybody, and thank you, Mr. Kawaguchi. Anything further?
Yeah,
Commissioner Davis?
yes, thanks. You said our goal was to estimate about 6 to 7 individuals on the short list. Is that pretty accurate in terms of our goal?
Typically, yeah, that's the number we have. I mean, if we get more, I don't think we disqualify them. I think we would get as many as we can get.
And then in terms of the financial impact of design build versus the traditional method, what is the financial impact as you have assessed it?
Well, we believe the project is going to be estimated at about $9.6 million. We have budgeted approximately $11 million, so we have a little bit of play in there. And again, what we're concerned with is, again, the numbers going too high on us and having to rebid the project again. That was one of the other things. So we thought that by getting these firms in there, they're going to be competing against people that only have done parking structures. So we think that we're going to get a good number from them.
And I don't know what the makeup of the pool from which we will pull is. However, looking at the criteria that we have, you said that at least 5 years of experience, having 2 projects specifically involving parking structures as an example, the criteria we're looking for on one hand. On the other hand, if in fact we have a large pool of individuals who meet the criteria, do we consider diversity, if you will, if in fact they meet the criteria? So I'm not assuming that people don't meet the criteria. I'm assuming that if we had a pool of individuals who do meet the criteria, is there any issue in which we would look at that would help us to achieve diversity given my scenario that I'm discussing?
I understand your point. Right now, we have the minimum levels, and so again, they have to achieve that in their outreach.
That I understand.
And then once they achieve that, they would be placed at least in the short list so that we could bid it to them. If they come in higher.
Here's my question in another way. We have a goal of 6 to 7 individuals that we're looking for. Let's say that there are 12 who fit the criteria that we have designed. I'm just trying to understand the system, the process, and the procedures. So let's say, for example, that there are 12, and that of those 12, there are 2 women and 3 minorities. How would we choose the 6 or the 7?
Okay, I don't think we would limit it to the 6 or 7. That's kind of a general number that we had. I mean, what we do is in our evaluations, we give them a range, and one of the criteria is if they're meeting the inclusion in terms of, so we can give them out of a 1 to 10. I'm not sure the exact numbers. We can give them more points for them to, if they have a better number in terms of their MBEWE, SBE numbers.
Okay.
Does that address your issue?
Yes, sir.
But it doesn't eliminate them. It just allows them so people can bid on it because we're trying to get the pool as large as we can get it.
Thank you, Commissioner Davis. Commissioner Jacinto?
Thank you. Last thing, really quick, Alan, to follow up on Commissioner Davis's point. If there was a diverse pool of pre-qualified contracting firms whose principal was a female, then we could refer to that as he or she if it was a female.
That's one of the grading criteria. So again, there's a scale, so it's not like a pass, no pass. It would be, they could maybe get one person that has a better number, has 10. Another person that has barely the minimum may have 4 or 3. So it allows them to get it.
I was just commenting on the fact you used masculine pronouns for all in the explanation and wanted to dial it back to say it could be a female as well. So it could be
Absolutely, yes.
friendly amendment.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything further? All right, is there a motion on number 3? That will be by Commissioner Jacinto, seconded by Commissioner Davis. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 3. Thank you, Mr. Kawaguchi.
Thank you very much.
Any issue sending number 3 forthwith? We will send number 3 forthwith. Dr. Campos, we have cleared the desk.
Yes, you have.
Okay, then we are adjourned, everyone. We will see you on Friday. Thank you. Have a good rest of the week.